people, what's happening? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out channel, and this is a special Geek Out session. I'm joined by my boy Aidil, who is familiar to the channel because he was here this time last year, I think. Before anything, guys, do check out his Instagram, AIDEEL 42, Aidil 42. Make sure you check him out. We're gonna geek out with Aidil. We're gonna catch up about training, about artwork, and just geek out in general. And then we got a special what do you call it, retro movie review that we're going to talk about
Yeah.
at the end as well. But Adil, bro, how you been, man? It has been a year, right? I think it was this time last year that you jumped on.
I think yeah, end of 2022, is it? Oh no. It was last year, like maybe yeah.
I think so, around this
Yeah.
sort of time, man. How you been, bro? How's everything been? I mean, obviously been following your stories on Instagram and whatnot. I know you're training. You became a
Yeah.
brown belt in jiu-jitsu this year, right?
Yeah. Wait, last year.
Last year,
Wait,
last year.
yeah, I forgot. It was
When we
yeah, last
talked,
year, last
when
year.
we spoke last year, you was purple, if I remember, or was you brown then?
Yeah.
Okay,
I forgot, but yeah, I it's been about I just got one strike. That's been yeah, I think last year December. So yeah. It's
nice,
kind of,
nice.
kind of still feels kind of new to me, like
Yeah,
it's unfamiliar.
I could
So
imagine, man.
yeah,
How's training going in general, man? Like you still, so we spoke a little bit. You said you haven't had time to do MMA in a while, right? You just been doing jiu-jitsu for
yeah.
now?
So I went to Iceland recently, last August, for like a hike, and it kind of effed up my ankle a bit.
Oh
Can I
man.
swear here? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, you can swear. I swear all
All
the
right.
time, bro. So yeah, feel free, comfortable.
Yeah. So I did a 4 day hike, 3 nights hike in Iceland,
Damn.
and it felt because of all the down slopes. Mainly it's just the down slopes. Upslope is okay, you get tired, but downslope, with all the heavy gear and all the loading into your ankles, and you gotta go down slowly, and my Achilles heel was like kind of swollen after that.
Mm.
So
How did this come about? This Iceland thing? Is this something you've been planning? Something that came to you? Someone like asked you to do it? Did you prepare for it? Like, did you prepare like physically and training, like train for it and stuff?
Well, I mean, I've been keeping active like consistently. So physically, I think I was there, but I've been thinking about going on this trip for like I don't know, decades, and it's like it's kind of I booked the trip around June, July, and it was on August. So it was kind of last minute kind of thing. And I just started working at a new place, and then I said I gotta go for 2 weeks. So they were like, but yeah, I have to go. Yeah. So it's like I think it's like a bucket list kind of thing.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And was it what you
Eh,
expected? I mean, Iceland's where they do where the lights, what do you call them, the Northern Lights stuff,
Yeah.
right? Did you see all of
Yeah.
that stuff too? Was that the right time?
No, because I went in the summer,
Okay, okay.
and the night was very short, and it's rainy and cloudy like almost every day. So I didn't get to see it, or maybe it was there and it's too faint to see. But if you want to go, it's in the winter, so maybe I'll go there again. But it's an expensive trip. Everything is expensive there.
Really?
But yeah, the hike was really like it's fulfilling. I I think that's the word. I mean, it's like it's feeling the soul, like we're not meant to be in a city for too long, I think. So
Mm.
when you're out there, you just look out into the horizon, and you're in nature. I think it feels right to the body.
Yeah.
So yeah, it feels natural. That's where we supposed to keep getting in touch with nature once in a while. So yeah, I'll be back there again, maybe. I don't know. if I
So,
can afford it again.
so you definitely want to do that again, maybe not another place. Like, how was Iceland in general? How's the people? How's just the food? How's stuff like that
It's
outside of the hike and stuff?
it's it's small, so normally people will do like a 14-day road trip around the island itself, and like it's basically one circle. So I didn't get to that. I went for the hike and I did the road trip for like 10 days, and I went back because I couldn't afford like a full 14 days of car rentals. Because I went solo. This was a solo trip. So
Oh, damn.
I had
So when you done the hike, was you with a group or like an organizer or like a tracker or something
uh
like that? Or was you just figured it out yourself?
not really. It's you just pay for the huts or the camping grounds. So maybe every uh it takes about 4 to 6 kilometers per day to hike. And then when you reach the point, that's where you stay for the night. So there's not really a group, but you can see people, passing by. But once you get to maybe the second, third day where it gets really long and there's not many people doing the day hikes, that's where you get to be really alone. You don't see anyone in front, you don't see anyone back for like maybe 3 hours.
Wow.
And yeah,
So
it's
you were
interesting because
alone. So okay, so you basically you those done those things alone. I mean, shit, man, you're in another country in a different climate doing a
yeah,
hike. Wasn't there any, obviously they probably prepare you, or you probably prepared yourself for dangers and stuff like that. Was there like
yeah,
wildlife and shit out there, like bears and what?
no,
Okay, okay, okay.
I Iceland is kind of desolate. If you watch Prometheus,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like the opening, it's actually essentially that, like it's
Got
kind
it.
of lifeless, I would say, but um it feels alien and it feels like very primordial, like you're not, it's like the beginning of the world maybe. Like you see, because the interesting about Iceland is you get to see different biomes. So you start in like a marsh moss, full of greens, and then in just a few hours you get um, like a glacial ice. So you got to cross that, and then I did some river crossing also. Like I lost my shoe crossing the ice. It's like ice cold, and you gotta walk fast. If not, you get your feet are numb and you can't feel anything.
Well,
So
this is what I'm thinking. Like with those sort of climates and whatnot, and you're by yourself, like
yeah.
isn't that scary? Like you lost your shoe, so you were shoeless for a bit. Wasn't you scared that your foot's gonna just freeze up? Like, have you ever seen that movie with Adam Sandler? What's it called?
Oh, like
Mr.
the
T.
feet,
And his foot
you
goes
get
black.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Wasn't you scared that something like
uh,
that was gonna happen? Like being alone
it
and all that
was
sort of stuff?
well, I wasn't afraid. I mean, I've done this quite a few times in like Japan. New Zealand is still the same kind of, you're kind of alone. Well, people will pass by if there's any danger, but uh, sometimes you wonder maybe if you're really in danger, there's no one to call because there's no reception,
Mm,
there's no data, and maybe it will happen, but it's kind of safe actually. It's clearly marked where you're supposed to go.
okay.
You don't try to stray away, and you'll be fine. It's okay.
Okay, interesting. Oh man,
Yeah, yeah,
that sounds amazing. And then what else did
yeah,
you like? Like you said, obviously you were trying to get in touch with like some sort of nature and whatnot. Like,
yeah.
did you feel that? Did you get what you wanted from that trip? Like immediately, or did it take time to get into it? Or was you like, yeah, this is exactly what you were expecting?
Uh, to be honest, it was like it really felt that way the first week when I did the hike. And after I did the hike, it was sort of a more relaxing. I did the road trip, but the road trip wasn't that great to me because it feels very touristy. Like I've seen most of what it has to offer in the hike. Like I've
Mm,
seen waterfalls. There's no barriers in the waterfall, so and the geysers are there for you to like. I mean, you gotta be careful there, but once you get to the road trips, it's all like kind of curated places.
mm.
It's safe for people, but I was like, it's all right. Um, I prefer the hike.
Oh, okay, cool. Now that
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
awesome, man. You mentioned earlier about just us humans being in the nature and not getting enough of that. So I
yeah,
actually
yeah,
started something recently that I do not every morning, like 4 times a week, called grounding. You might see my Instagram, where I literally
yeah,
walk to the park over there, and they got like
yeah,
like real grass and mud and whatnot. And I just spend 10 minutes bare feet walking on the ground.
yeah.
I've
Right.
heard about this stuff before, and then I heard like there's like some healing stuff, some electromagnetic stuff. But then just in general, like because you mentioned that we don't do that, right? If you think, I was thinking
Yeah.
about my life in general, right? Okay,
Mm,
maybe I go outside because I gotta go shopping or whatever. I get sun, so there's a little bit of that too. But sometimes we don't even get that too. But
yeah.
every time I step outside, it's either with my sandals, my shoes, or I'm on concrete. I'm never on earth, like real earth.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
rare. Like maybe you go to the beach or whatnot. Even if I go to the park, I'm wearing shoes. So I've never really, have that constant contact with Earth. So I started doing that. My missus had told me a bit about it. I've heard it on a few podcasts. I was like, let me do it. So I do it like 4 times a week. Now I can't tell you that, oh, I feel this amazing thing, but there is something like I'm like, let me do it and let me
Y-
see
Yeah.
how it feels.
Even if you don't believe in like, the I mean, whatever magnetism kind of thing, it just feels right, It feels like your body kind of react to it positively, like this feels natural.
Mm,
Like something in you triggers like okay, like your body kind of resets. Even visually, we don't really see the horizon all that much. All we see are buildings. I mean, for you, maybe it's like it's kind of open spaces, but in Singapore, is everything is concrete and all that. So once your eyes are seeing something far away to the horizon, it's kind of reset something in you. And
yeah,
just generally being in nature makes you feel like, yeah, this is natural to me.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't sit in the office too long.
No, it makes sense, bro. It makes sense. And maybe as well because we're getting older, we appreciate these things even more.
Yeah,
We appreciate
yeah,
the city. We love the city, but we appreciate it. No, we're like, we're not saying that we don't appreciate it and whatnot, but we just
yeah,
appreciate these other things more. I mean, even though, like I
yeah,
say, whether I believe in it or not, and maybe I do a little bit, but something tells me to keep doing it in my routine. You know what I mean? I do
yeah,
it
yeah,
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Saturdays. And I'm like, just do it. And it's just 10 minutes. Like sometimes something tells me it's like 10 minutes, man. You're wasting 10 minutes. Like I always tell myself, or not even 10 minutes, like I gotta walk there, walk back. Say it's like 20 minutes. And
yeah.
but I do that. And then the sun most of the time is out at that time in the morning. So I'm getting some
Hmm.
vitamin D on my skin. And then I'm looking not directly at the sun, but I'm looking at the rays because I heard Dr.
Yeah,
Huberman talking about helping looking at the rays to get your cognitive it was not cognitive function, it's the sleep pattern or whatever you call it. I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
it's the name, the
Like the
scientific name.
cadence or
Circadian
whatever.
rhythm. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah.
So, but something I like the part of routine, you know what I mean? It's different, man. And maybe again, because we're older and shit. Before it'd be like, man, I'm gonna go for a run or I'm gonna do 1,000 burpees just to get that pump. Now it's
Right,
like,
right.
oh, I like this. You just chill and I'm getting some health benefits from it and it's calm, you know what I mean?
Yeah, plenty of things change when you're older a bit. Like you see things differently. You crave some things that kind of you kind of dismiss when you're older, but when you're younger. But now it's like you kind of need those calming moments just to uh let your body get used to how it's supposed to be. You know?
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
perfect
yeah,
sense, man. I mean, like,
and, yeah.
now go on, go on.
And you did the ice baths and all that.
That's another thing I was gonna say. I bought an ice plunge and a bath and whatnot. So I've been doing that. I do that almost every morning. I take like maybe 5, 6 times a week, and I just
Ooh.
bought ice packs. So I don't like the cold at all. So I started off with just cold water from the fridge, and I'll just pour it on myself to get used to it, and then fill up the tub at the same time. And then while the tub was getting frozen, I started putting ice in it. Then a friend, what's her name? At MMA training, from Singapore, the girl who does wrestling. I really forgot her name, man. I'm so
Oh, I forgot. I haven't been there for a while.
Anyway, but shout outs to
Yeah,
her. She gave me some ideas. She would like fill up a Ziploc bag with water. So
yeah,
over months, bro, I've been slowly getting into it, like making it colder and colder. So I just bought ice packs the other day that you can
yeah,
refreeze and whatnot. And I'm like, all right, I'm taking it to the next level and whatnot. But again, I needed
yeah,
that for recovery, man. I mean, we're gonna talk a bit more about training, but my body
yeah.
just hurts, bro. Like just from yesterday, I bust my damn finger. Like
Ah,
I don't know if you can see that.
that's
And
yeah.
you know what's crazy? So my schedule now, bro, I just train martial arts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Those are the days I'm in the office generally, and then I go straight to training because my training's like 45 minutes away drive. So it's a bit far now, right?
Mm,
So I go Monday jiu-jitsu, Tuesday MMA or kickboxing, I switch it, and then Wednesday wrestling. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I train at home and I spend time with the missus and whatnot. But bro, like I used to train 6 days a week. Like when I was in
yeah,
Singapore, right? 6 days a week I go to
yeah.
the martial art. Well, I can't. I get to Wednesday and I'm destroyed. I'm shattered. So even yesterday, like while I was getting ready for training and I was wrestling, lucky it was technique training, but I was tired and I was like, I can't be bothered to do this, but I was pushing myself. And then I went and bro, this happened from a backward roll. It wasn't even a freaking technique or
I
jujitsu.
thought it was like a
No,
like you
man.
did
No,
some
yeah, normally it's from a grip on jiu-jitsu. No, it was just a
yeah.
backward, in wrestling, you do backward roll and then you try and come up onto your hand. It
Ah,
was
yeah.
that. And then I bust my finger and it's been hurting since then. And I'm just like, I'm just getting old. And then Tuesday we done kickboxing sparring, which I wasn't expecting, but the coach made us spar. My foot was hurting all day. Monday we done jiu-jitsu and my
Oh,
rhomboid was hurting. And I was like, man, maybe I need a rest. Like these days, bro, as I'm older,
yeah,
it's like I focus a lot more on recovery and then I focus a lot more on
yeah,
rest. Like maybe next week, if by Monday I don't feel good, I'm gonna be smarter and say, look, I'm gonna take a week off.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but that's how I
It,
feel, man. How you feeling these days with all the training?
so
So what are you doing now? What's your routine now? Like what are you doing now exactly?
so yeah, so from the hike, um, I kind of busted up my ankle. It was the Achilles tendon there. It was kind of swollen, and even walking was painful. If every step feels like my foot gonna detach. So when
Damn.
I get back, yeah, when I get back, I thought, yeah, it's nothing, like. So I went to BJJ training, just one session, and it felt so bad, and like I regret doing that. So I went for a scan, and there was some tear on the tendon. It wasn't ruptured, but there was a tear. So that's the first time I actually felt this way. So like you said, is the when it comes to age, you kind of notice things are not really going as well as like when you're younger. So I got some procedure done to it, like some injections. I don't know if I can say it, or the insurance
Yeah.
people might. Yeah, but I got some treatment done to it. It helps to heal it a bit. And I haven't been doing any like striking or anything for the past few months because pivoting on my foot feels so bad. Even going on my toes now, it's okay, but still I got to be careful about it. So for the past few months, I've been mostly concentrating on uh kind of strengthening my ankles, my joints, everything on the lower leg.
Mm.
So I'm doing Warrior Fit for like 3, 4 times per week, and BJJ is still doing that, but I can't do like 3 hours like I did previously. So I kind of take a bit taking it lightly a bit. So even rolling, I'm not going 100% because I don't want it to happen again. So now every Saturday I'm doing real weight training, like in the Far East gym. And I had a friend who is a personal trainer. She's helping me with that, and it's been doing really good. We're doing like deadlifts, whatever is helping the ankles, the glutes, everything needs to be strengthened. So
Mm.
ah, it's yeah, the leg days are killing me, but
It's
it's
crazy, isn't
good.
it?
It's like
It's
yeah,
crazy as you get older, like you feel like, oh, you're gonna calm down in training, but then you have to find out that you have to do more. Like, I feel like,
yeah,
yes, I used to train way harder when I was young, but I feel like I'm doing more now, like recovery, and then you have to do all these heavy, like weightlifting training to kind of strengthen everything.
yeah,
Same with you, I'm doing a lot of longevity exercises. So, like, instead of like I don't know, doing a bench press, I will spend 5 minutes pulling a sled or walking backwards for my knees and
yeah,
whatnot.
right.
So there's the whole program of training is changing now because again,
Yeah,
age and time and whatnot.
exactly. Like I've just, I mean, I've known it for a while, but it just hits me like after the ankle, I already changed everything, like my routine, how I roll, what do I do, like lifting weights. It's now kind of, I would say 100% recovered, and it's starting to feel better now, like because of the all the strengthening of it. So it hopefully things don't happen again. Like I've seen you doing like the knees over the toes kind of thing.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I've been trying like some mobility exercises also.
Awesome. Follow
Yeah,
that dude on Instagram, Knees Over Toes, guys. I
yeah,
do,
yeah,
but yeah, but honestly, I do like so my Saturday morning routine is a lot of that. It's like very lightweight and it's very like full rotation, full
yeah,
movement of movements from shoulders to knees to ankles, all that sort of stuff. Because I
yeah,
have to, man. I mean, I was gonna say with jujitsu and wrestling and anything now, martial art wise. I actually now like I'm very picky now, man. Like with jujitsu and wrestling, like I try not to spar big guys. I'm like, nah,
yeah.
bro. Before I'll be like, all right, let's do it and see what happens, right? Now I'm like, nah, sorry, bro. I don't want to spar with a big guy. I'm very selective now. And then same with like Muay Thai and striking. If I go against a big guy, I'm like, bro, let's go light. Right. I say
Yeah,
I threw away my ego and all that bullshit. I'm like, I
right,
don't want to go
right.
through no shit. So I'm very cautious. And with jujitsu, like I might do like I might like I say I might pick and choose my opponent unless a big guy wants to roll light. I'm like we could do that, or I might even tell an opponent like like let's go a bit on this round. I just want to flow. Like next round I'll go hard. This round I'm gonna flow.
Yeah.
Like I'm very selective now. Are you like that with jujitsu as well? Like have you got specific partners or have you like do you just tell them like hey I'm gonna flow this round or do you just like
Yeah.
pick someone and go for
Well,
it?
now I am like that. Like lately, I've been kind of. I don't really tell them beforehand. Maybe if during the injury I did, but nowadays I don't try to escalate it, the intensity. I keep it there so they won't, even when they go up, they won't really like kind of try to match it. So up and down, maybe there. It's been good because I've been rolling more with uh the other brown belts at the Clark Key branch. So
Mhm.
they're all kind of very technical, and it's all around my age. So that's beneficial to me, and it's I know there's like white belts and blue belts that kind of trying to trying to like spaz around, but I find myself easier to control them now, like I don't know, just using wrestling techniques and all that. Just just controlling the body.
Yeah.
And yeah, so my routine and my techniques, how I roll, all kind of changed just from that one injury and me realizing I can't do what I've been doing. So I might look very passive now doing all that thing, like pulling guard and not really trying for submission, but well I need to do that to just for longevity until maybe
Yeah.
when I get, maybe I get a black belt, then I don't know. I will see if I can survive with
Yeah, I
that.
mean, I follow a lot, obviously a lot of BJJ Instagram pages, and I hear a lot of coaches saying like, especially when you get to our age, hitting nearly the 40s and whatnot, like,
Yeah,
but again, checking your ego, and then also like, if you want longevity, like, you got to be smart with your training. Like, if you
yeah,
need to tell your partner, I'm flowing. If you need to, if it's a bigger guy, say nah, like kindly just reject it and whatnot. Otherwise you go crazy and you're done in a couple of years, and that's your jujitsu done. But if you want to be going on for
yeah,
years and years and years, then I mean, look, we're not, at an age where we're trying to be world champions and compete and all this sort of stuff. So it's like
yeah.
now just think about enjoying it and going for a longevity of training. I was on Tuesday when we done MMA, like so when you're talking about the white belts like spazzing out and whatnot, on Monday, I was doing jujitsu, and this kid, he's like 14 years old, and he again the spaz out, and not just the spaz out, he would like to open my guard, he would like elbow my feet, like he just doesn't know what
Ah,
he's doing right now, and then he'd
is it a
need me.
12 to 6 kind
Yeah,
of?
yeah, exactly. On my thigh to open up the guard, and then he need me in my groin, and I'm like proper spazzing out. So I just like, and the thing is, I'm not gonna. He's 14, and I'm not gonna like hurt him because of that, right?
Yeah,
But I just get on top of him. I just mount him, and I just let him tap based on
yeah.
like me like putting pressure on him, right? But then on Tuesday, I had sparring with kickboxing, and I was speaking to one of the guys I trained. Again, he's like 17, 18-year-old kid. And then the next day I saw him in wrestling, and I'm like, bro, my body's fucked. My legs fucking hurting. I didn't sleep at all. And he's like, bro, I slept for like 12 hours. I'm fucking great. And I'm just looking at him. I'm like, you young bastards, man. I used to do that. I used to like have a hard session, go home, sleep for like fucking 10 hours, wake up fresh. And here I am in wrestling the next day, busted. Everything hurts. And he's jumping around. And I'm like, man, I miss it. I miss that. But we have to be smart with what we do, man. Like,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
still have a lot of insecurities, like with my jujitsu and whatnot. Like I still feel like, if a lower belt gets the better of me, or a younger guy gets the better of me,
yeah.
there's something that gets me, but I need to get rid of that because
That, I mean, that doesn't go away, but you can. I mean, you get your back taken by a blue belt. If it sucks, but after a while, after a while, I just let them get it. Especially when sweeping me when I'm on my knees, because my ankle can't take it if I try to pose or if I fall wrongly. So I'll just let them sweep me. I know it feels like I got swept in a shitty way like by a blue belt,
yeah,
but yeah, I mean it's good for them, it's good for me. It's a win-win kind of situation.
yeah.
So I'm better at dealing with it now. Like, yeah, just
Have you ever heard of the 2010 rule? And I think it was Huron Gracie and
yeah, yeah.
yeah, right.
The
That
kind of the
yeah.
belt, the
So
weight, and the
yeah, exactly.
athleticism.
So
Yeah.
I'm really trying to put that in my head, even though my ego tries to talk me out of it. But because most of the people bro, like I'm actually like the oldest guy in the class, bro. People don't believe it, but I tell them I'm like
Oh.
39. They're like young kids. I'm sparring with like I'm not joking, like from 13 years old to like like say 20s and whatnot, and they're just so athletic and they got so much energy. But I'm trying to put that in my head, like you know what? These guys are like 20 years younger than me,
Yeah.
and all of their weight's heavier than me. Like no one's 57 kgs. Everyone's at least 65,
Yeah.
70, 90
You
kg.
you must have a hard time like when you say you don't spar with anyone too big. It's I'm imagining you're gonna have a hard time finding someone
There's no
around your
one.
size.
There
No
is no
one.
one. So when I say too big, I'm talking about 80, 90 kgs
Yeah.
plus. Anything under that, I'm like, cool. If I could tell they're like 70 or whatnot, I'm like, bro, let's not go too hard. And then between, 55, like 60 to 70, I'm like, all right, well, let's just, I got
Yeah.
no choice. I have to just go basically. But they get a lot of them get the better of me. And I'm just like, you know what? I have to get rid of my ego. I have to keep training. And don't I think the main thing for me, because for a long time it did, is don't get demoralized. Just keep coming back and enjoying it. Like that's the main thing. Like if I get too demoralized and I stop, that means, my ego and my insecurities got the better of me. So I'm just trying to like, you know what, don't get demoralized. It is what it is. Who cares? Just come back and enjoy the
Yeah.
training. And end of the
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
I know one thing as a fact, that I'm better than the person sitting on the couch who's never trained or nothing. So if it came to a self-defense situation, there I can handle it. Because when I do go up
Yeah.
against a young, bigger guy, like that guy I was telling you about who need me in the nuts and spazzed out, he's like 75 kgs. But because he has no idea what he's
Oh,
doing,
I'm breaking up a bit.
oh, hello, are you there? You're frozen.
Sorry.
I can hear you
Yeah.
though still, but your camera's frozen. There we go. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
can you see me? Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's 75 kgs. So we're talking about nearly 20 kgs on top of me. But because he has no idea what he's doing, it's so easy to control him. And I could tap him out. I get chokes. I don't get any arm locks and whatnot just because I don't want him to spaz out or anything. But you could tell, like, I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? I still, even though I get my ego and whatever, I get a bit demoralized because someone who's a blue belt, just smash me or whatnot. I can still tell that my jujitsu skills are there because I am able to handle a young 75 kg person who doesn't know what they're doing. Like I could easily handle them. So I got to just keep going, bro. That's what it is. It's just hard to keep it consistent. Like I go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I have to have Thursday off. If I had it my way, honestly, I would actually take Wednesday off,
Yeah.
but I can't train Thursday, Friday. I can't train the other days because Thursdays I got evening calls, and if Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I spend time with the missus and whatnot. So I kind of have to do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or I can't. I miss the day. I miss the training. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, just
Yeah.
got to do what's best for us, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And right. I mean, yeah. Bottom line is, even now, if I need to skip, uh, if I
Become
can't keep the routine, I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, I think I was just losing you a little
Yeah.
bit for the
So
connection. Just
it just yeah. I think it's let me try to switch up my Wi-Fi. Give me a minute.
all right,
Because
cool.
I'm in this room which is not really I try to use the hotspot if I can.
All right, I think I got you.
Yep. Is
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's better. Yeah.
that okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I hope you're taking care of yourself. I know
Trying.
I'm doing my best to do that. So yeah, I mean it's we're 39, we're not mobile and nimble anymore. And I just had this injury, which isn't that serious, but it made me realize, you know, we gotta change that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Should I be honest though, right? I know I'm injured now, and the last 2 nights I haven't slept because of hard training and whatnot. But in regards
Mm.
to like being constantly in pain, I feel a lot better than I did when I was in Singapore. Because in Singapore, one, I didn't
Yeah.
do much recovery stuff like cold plunge or any of that sort of stuff, and
Mm.
and yoga and what I tried, but I didn't do as much. And in Singapore, I was training like I wasn't sleeping well. My sleep's still a bit crap, but I was training early in the morning, right? The 6 a.m.
Yeah.
classes and whatnot. So I wasn't sleeping the best either. And I would train what at least 5, 6 times a week. And then like I never really recovered. Like, like train jujitsu on Monday. All right, the pain starts from Monday, and then Tuesday is Muay Thai. Wednesday I go back to jujitsu. And the pain just carries on, you know what I mean? And then maybe like Friday, I'll take the day off. But then Saturday was MMA wrestling, which was the worst. But then Sunday, you take a day off, but your body's in pain. And then Monday, you just start the pain again, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to get a lot more injured and I feel a lot more busted in Singapore. But since I came here, started this new routine,
Yeah.
um, I am definitely like in a better, like my body's in a better less pain, put it that way. You know what I mean? Like I focus a
Yeah.
lot more on recovery, and I train martial arts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No martial arts, but I do work in the garden, like just gym stuff and longevity stuff. But because I'm taking 4 days off from martial arts, my body just feels better. Like when I go back on Monday, it just recovers better. So I haven't had any major injuries.
Mm.
But this one I did to myself. I think I should have. I was tired. I should have just taken the day off. But yeah, I was gonna ask though, how's Eddie, man? I haven't like how's he doing, man? And we still I miss his training. Even though his training was hard, I do miss that guy. How's he doing?
Yeah, he's doing good. I still uh do his although I don't really train in Kinects that much anymore, but once in a while I still do his Warrior Fit, which is really beneficial to the recovery and strengthening. MMA not much, but he is doing good. I'm surprised. Have you ever tried to get him on the podcast?
I did actually.
Because
He's just not on it. He's I don't he's not really
really,
yeah, it's not really
he's always talking about geek stuff like his
yeah, I
animes
know. We used to
and
geek out all
games
the
and
time, yeah.
yeah, I
You
don't
know,
know.
I might try, you know what? I'll try and reach out to him again and see if he's because when I tried, he was just like, yeah, he was just I don't know, he's not I don't know, he wasn't really on it. So I was like, I don't want to force it.
Yeah, he's off social media. I think
Yes,
uh,
exactly.
I don't know. He's kind of he was like hinting like they don't want me to show. I don't know. I don't wanna speak for him, but I think he would be willing if you maybe ask again or something.
I'll
Yeah, because
shit, if he's not on social, I don't even know how to find him. I don't even because I
yeah, me too.
don't yeah.
Maybe I'll get the contact for you, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you
I'll
know
see
what?
how.
I tell you what, yeah, next time you see him, tell him I said hello, and then yeah,
Yeah,
try and get a contact. Just say, yeah, Gilbert said
because
he wants to say hello and
yeah,
whatnot.
he has a lot of philosophies when it comes to training and martial arts. So he might be really great for a conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Because yeah, he's martial. I always reference him when it comes to martial art training, and because
Yeah,
everything that you did, every movement you did, even if it was just
yeah,
skipping or warm up, had a meaning to it. He was never just like do it for the sake of it. And I feel like he's one of the best martial art coaches I've come across. And then yeah, we
yeah,
used to
yeah,
geek out all the time. Any comic book movie, any anime, video game, we used to geek out. I used to talk to him about it. So I know he's into all of that stuff. I do think he's underutilized. I mean, this is between us. I really think he's
yeah.
underutilized in Evolve. I don't even know why he
Yeah,
stays there. Maybe he stays there because of his own boys. I wish he opened up his own gym. I really think he would do amazing
yeah,
in his own
yeah.
gym.
I
Um,
I think yeah, I think I can feel that maybe he feels that way a bit because I know he's a bit kind of not going with the program, like he has his own ideas like how best to train people, how things should be run. I don't want to get him into trouble, but yeah, you can kind of sense that he doesn't like when he has to like listen to things he don't believe in.
mm.
So yeah, so I think yeah, he should to me he should be doing his own thing. But I don't know. You can talk to him and yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know how much he can say, but I don't know.
we used to speak on the side and whatnot. And I used to be like, man, you should just open up your own gym. Like, because my one thing at Evolve MMA, because the gym's called Evolve MMA, there was
Yeah,
minimal MMA classes. And I'm like, how
yeah,
on earth do you have an MMA class on Thursday night at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m.? Remember those? I don't know if
yeah,
this, and I'm
yeah,
like, and then
yeah,
Eddie's such a great coach. Like, I really feel like he coaches his team very well. He's
yeah,
very aware of everyone's abilities. He's very every technique, every movement has a philosophy behind
yeah,
it. Everything was meant. It wasn't just like kick the bag for 50 minutes or
yeah,
jab straight hook, shoot for takedown and just drill. It wasn't that. Like sometimes you do his class, you won't even sweat. He'd be like, listen, this is a technique class. If you want to sweat, go do a Muay Thai class or whatever. But if you're
yeah,
here
yeah,
to learn martial arts, you might have a class where you don't sweat because it's
yeah.
just pure technique. He's very
E-
definitely underutilized, I reckon.
Yeah, even the strength and conditioning classes, he has, I mean, he applies the same details and philosophy behind how you should be doing it. It's not just, okay, do this, do this, do this, and he just let you go. But, he explains why it needs to be done. He explains why this kind of mechanics like hinge movement needs to be done, how the warm up leads to the actual exercise itself. So yeah, he has a lot of knowledge throughout the years. So he's very valuable there. I'm sad if he has to go, but you know, um, I hope he stays. But I know
Yeah.
I hope he's happy also.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, of course, selfishly you want him
Yeah,
there because you get to train with him or learn from him, but then you want the best
yeah,
for him. And I think there's so much more. I think if he had his own gym, a lot of people, of course, his boys will follow him, and I think he would be a lot more
yeah,
happier and be able to kind of run things. I'm assuming his boys are still there. The group of guys are still there doing their
yeah,
thing. Yeah, that's
yeah,
nice.
yeah. I think there's more people coming in also, but again, I haven't been doing it for like I don't know 6 months or maybe longer, so I don't really know. I'm kind of afraid to get back in there, but maybe
Yeah.
like when work is okay next month, I can start
Yeah, yeah. But
trying
that's,
it
you
again.
know what, it's normal what you just said, like being afraid to get. I do that when I take vacation time off or whatever, the first class back, whatever it is,
Yeah,
be it BJJ, MMA, wrestling, whatever it is, I'm always like so nervous. I'm like, oh shit, I'm so
yeah, like
nervous to go back. Yeah, yeah. Always. I mean, I still feel that now, to be honest with you. Like every Mondays, you always have anxiety. I always have anxiety for
yeah,
work and all
okay,
that sort of stuff in the day. And then in the evening, it's jujitsu. And I'm like, fuck, here we go. And I'm just like, the whole day, I'm just like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And then I make myself go and whatnot. But I have all these excuses in my head the whole day. I'm like, you know what? It's like 45-minute drive there. It's going to be so long to get there. I can't be bothered. And it's in the evening. The class starts at 8 p.m. And then I'm like, I gotta do the class. You're gonna get smashed. Your body's gonna hurt. Then you gotta drive 45 minutes back. I make up all these excuses, man. Like, it's like so normal. But then I'm like, all right, overcome it. Every week, every day, I have to overcome these excuses. Same thing with the cold plunge, man. I'm like, now look, Dubai doesn't get that cold, but in the morning it's a bit chilly. Man, I
yeah,
don't I don't want to get in there at all, but I keep telling myself just get in there, just get in. And I don't I do this thing where I'm like, just jump in. Don't like slowly. I just get in
all
and
right.
just duck straight into it
Do
and I just get into it.
do you do it like after a workout or like a pre-workout kind of thing,
I do
or
it
just
pre
like a morning,
It's a
like
morning
just to start the
pre-workout
day?
routine. Yeah, pre-workout.
All
So
right.
my routine is like I wake up, I do my morning prayer, and then I go straight out to the park. Then I do 10 minutes of grounding, and then I walk straight into the cold plunge. I go into cold plunge. Then after the cold plunge, I do 5 minutes. I try to meditate, work on my breathing while I'm in there. And then I get out and I just do like a morning, like a yoga, like warm-up session, but yoga session or
Yeah.
whatnot in the morning. So that's my like Monday to Wednesday, well, my Monday to Wednesday sort of routine, and then in the evenings I go do the MMA training and training out there as well. And then
Mm.
Thursday I take off. Thursday mornings I take the day off. I do chores in the morning, like I wash my car and shit like that. So I don't train or anything. Friday I do the cold plunge. I do a bit more of a strength and conditioning workout. And then Saturday morning, it's the same thing. I go to the park, do grounding, come do the cold plunge, and then I do a whole like mobility, slow yoga sort of longevity exercise thing. So that's me on a weekly basis, man, and I feel comfortable with that. But the hardest part is Monday to Wednesday. Once Wednesday is done, I'm like, all right, the martial arts is done. Now I can focus on my own stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I need it. I need time of like how do the martial arts fucks me up, man. Put it this way, I love it so much, but it fucks me up, man. My body is just battered.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, I have that same feeling. Like, I mean, I love it, but it's kind of like sometimes you like I don't really want to do this. Why am I even doing this? But yeah, we just gotta adjust on our age, and as time goes by, we just need to adapt.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. I think adapting not just the way we train, but our mentality as well. Like get rid of
Yeah,
those
yeah,
egos and insecurities and whatever. Let it be. But I think that's the main thing to adapt as well. Not just
yeah,
the way you train. Because otherwise, like I say, I'm training with these young guys who are constantly competing and whatnot. I'm like, you guys are just on that competition level, man. I don't want to. I'm not there, man. I don't want to do that shit. Just keep me
Yeah.
out of that. But they hard training.
Yeah, I went to Iceland. I normally don't want to train when I'm on vacation, but Iceland, I was just passing by and then I was just checking, Gunnar Nelson's new gym,
Yeah,
um, some Viking Valhalla or something like that.
yeah.
So, Mjolnir gym facility or something. And I like, maybe I should just check it out. I don't want to train, but maybe if there's a class going on, maybe I'll join. So I went there and they said on that day it was closed for like a private class,
I
competition
see.
class, and I was like, oh thank God. I don't need to get smashed by Vikings over there. Like,
Yeah, I can
but,
imagine.
yeah, but it's a cool place. I don't get to see them obviously, but uh yeah, I'm thinking it was lucky I didn't want to. I really didn't want to train. I just, I felt obligated to since
Yeah,
I'm
I know what you
there,
mean.
and
Yeah. You know what? I
Gunnar
used
Nelson was there. Yeah, so
yeah. I know, but that's what I was gonna say. I used to be like that, like where if anywhere I traveled, I'll try and find a gym. And like when I used to go to New York for work, I'm going to Henzo's and whatnot. And I used to train, I used to do it. But now, like I'm like, oh, should I do it? Should I not? And I just feel like, you know what, just chill. Like I think I
yeah,
used to go for the novelty, like, oh, I've been to Henzo's gym, this is amazing. But
yeah, yeah,
now I think like like I feel like if I was to go in there as a purple belt, I put too much shit on my head, man. Like there's too many expectations that I put on myself. Maybe I'm thinking, they might have expectations for me, and then I
yeah.
don't
Do you
know, man.
represent the gym? You
Yeah, all
represent the
this.
belt.
And then there's this random guy coming in who's a purple belt. Is he gonna come in and try and challenge the like, you know what I mean? Like there was
Yeah.
once I remember when I was a white belt. So this is when I was young. I was crazy. I used to train. I don't care. I went to this gym in London at lunchtime, right? So this wasn't my jujitsu gym, it was just a random gym and they had a jujitsu class. So I was like, shit, I could get some London lunchtime training. But I remember going in, doing the class, and I just felt so unwelcomed. And I was like,
Ah,
you know what I mean? Like I felt the coach like thinking, who's this guy? Like, you know what I mean? I was a white belt, but I had some experience, obviously, but I just felt so unwelcomed. And then when we came to sparring, he was literally coaching his guy like we were at a tournament. You know what I mean? And I felt so
yeah.
like I was that they were against me. And I was like, I'm just here to train. Like I just wanted to train and vote. But he was coaching his guy like he almost felt like I came in to challenge his guy. It's like, no, I was genuinely looking for a lunchtime class to train. But that guy
You're
put me
like
off
a
so
dummy partner.
yeah, like I think he saw me as some kind of threat that trying to challenge. I'm like, no, I just want to train.
Uh,
But then I didn't go after. I was like, well, like I didn't feel welcome there, so I didn't go. But those sort of things happen as well. For some reason, like be it coaches or students get insecure about shit. Like you're coming into challenge. It was like, no, some people just generally want to train. Like I don't want to go crazy.
yeah,
I want to
yeah,
learn from you. That's it. But I don't know. That's martial arts, I guess.
yeah. In a nutshell, yeah.
Exactly, man. Well, look, bro, man, we could talk about martial arts forever, man. Let's geek out,
Yeah.
man. I wanted to talk to you about some of your artwork, especially in recent
All
times.
right.
And there was a
Yeah,
few that I
yeah,
sent you. And listen, man, your artwork, like you know that quote, picture, no, was it? A picture said tells 1,000 words, a picture or something
yeah,
like yeah. But I honestly see that in your artwork, man, because your artwork is not drawing like the Joker for the sake of it. You're drawing a story in your artwork. Like whatever you put out there, whatever you see on your
mm,
Instagram, every one of your artwork has a little story behind it. And there was a few of them. Excuse me. I was looking for the one for there was one with the elephant, but we talked about yesterday. It wasn't the one that
yeah,
you showed me. There was one where it was
yeah,
like this old elephant, like trying to like a
yeah, yeah,
grandma telling a story and whatnot, and there was animals around her. And you just
yeah,
by looking at it, you understand what's going. Like you from my perspective, I understood that there was an old elephant giving wisdom to the rest of the animals. That's what how I take
yeah,
it and whatnot. But where again like that one specific, if you know what I'm talking about, where did you get that
yeah.
inspiration from? What was you trying to tell in that story?
Well, firstly, I always draw. I mean, I don't actually think about it that way, but perhaps that's the way my style goes, like how I get ideas from. Usually it's not with a picture how it looks like, it's more like how it feels like, how the story goes. It's almost like something moving, like almost an animated movie or something like that. So it's always there's a story, like you said. I don't I don't really, visualize that way. I don't visualize something static. I visualize something's going on when you're looking at it. So for that picture, it's actually talking about to my grandma. So she's always uh she's always talking about her past, her old village in Indonesia. There's a really small island in Indonesia where they came from, and it is kind of sad. I was a bit sad if people forget about that community or her stories about it. So that's the main inspiration was my grandma. So I tried to I don't want to do something directly related to that. So so what's an old animal that never forgets is the elephants, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so and they have like a close community. They're taking care of each other through the generations. Elephants are like that naturally. So I guess that's the most human like, or we kind of share that kind of sense of community. So uh and I wanted to draw just to just to project something. I felt that way. Well, you know everyone loves a story, like if someone is telling and people start to gather and just listen to it. That's why we like movies and everything else like that. We just need to hear and experience a story. So that's where it came from. And it kind of evolved from that. After I painted that, and I always felt like it should be a longer story than that. So I've been trying to get this book made, this picture book made. Maybe because I submitted to like a competition, picture book competition. So with like a full transcript, some panels. Hopefully I win it. Maybe April is gonna be the announcement. So I hope I get that because it's my favorite piece and it's quite personal to me. It's not just I don't even care if I win actually. It's more like if I can get this, if I can tell this story, then I think that would be I kind of achieve something personally through this. I'm not good with words. I think I'm better at, drawing something that tells uh more than what I can convey in words or writing. And my writing sucks anyway. So yeah, yeah, that's my favorite piece. I'm trying to get it out if I can. Again, it's always something that when I visualize, it's something moving. Everything is in motion. Everything is kind of dynamic, not static. Um, if it's if you can see it that way, then I think I'm proud of that actually. I
Yeah.
know last time when I talked to you, I said maybe I don't really call myself an artist. Like it feels like yeah. But now I'm taking pride in my work. It's not I'm once again I'm not a professional illustrator or anything, but I do consider myself an artist. I
You
can
definitely
like
are,
proudly
man.
say
You
that
you
now.
should, man. You definitely are. You're a creator, man. You're a creator, and you're definitely an artist. I mean, like, I was just about to mention that, man. Like, I remember, if I remember correctly, last time when we chat, you know, you were just doing some work, putting it on Instagram, and I was like, bro, your fucking work is
Yeah.
amazing. And you were like, no, I don't know, I'm just doing a couple things, and you weren't really pushing it. And I remember having that conversation with you, like, bro, you should really like. I'm glad. Put it this way, I'm just glad that you like entered that competition and you're putting your work out there. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, bro, like throughout the years, or throughout the years that you've been doing it, random people across the world must have like liked the picture or commented on the picture or
Yeah.
friended you through Instagram or whatever. And that's through the talent of your work. You know what I mean? That's through the talent of your
Yeah.
art. It's a picture of your artwork, something that was in your brain and you pull it down and that artwork, maybe it meant something to someone or someone saw something valuable from it or just
Yeah. Yeah.
appreciate it for what it was. And it's amazing. You know what I mean? Like it's listen, no disrespect to anyone on Instagram who has millions and millions and millions of followers and whatnot, but a lot of people, they do shit that they know they can. I don't know. Listen, a girl doing squats, who's not gonna like that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, right? But this is
Yeah.
something a talent. This is a talent
Yeah.
that that you're portraying out there and putting out
Yeah.
there, man. And you're getting valuable feedback, I hope, just by
Yeah.
putting your work out there. You know what I mean? So I thought that piece was amazing. You know what I mean? I really just was like, wow, this says a lot from this picture.
Yeah. It's and it's fun to draw elephants. So it's um they're you can play with the shades of they are gray, but you can put in purples, pinks, blues, just to like mix it up a bit and wrinkles, and it's like they're textured, and it is really really fun to draw at a base level. So yeah, and also that picture, I wanted to portray something that's not really, I don't really see a lot. Maybe there is, but I wanted to introduce a lot of Southeast Asian animals in it. So like pangolins, like sun bears, or those little mouse deers, uh, and like hornbills. Those kind of animals. I mean, we're always seeing tropical South America, like Northern Hemisphere, but uh, unique to the region. I think I try to represent that like uniquely ours. I mean, where I come from. So yeah, stick to the theme of where you're coming from. Respecting your past, respecting your heritage. So in that one picture, I try to do everything there. It's like a cover of the book, which is actually I'm doing that as a cover too. So I had to change a bit just to fit in the book, but I like that picture that is the seed to what uh, it evolved into something else, which I'm working on. So hopefully that it be something really tangible in
Awesome,
this
man.
coming few months. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing where it leads to, man, because I know you done some other elephant ones after that, where it's the
Yeah.
baby elephant and the mother and whatnot, and the same sort of story, like
Yeah.
elephant doesn't forget type of story.
Yeah. Cause okay. If you don't mind me just continuing a bit, uh, that that comes because my sister just got her baby right around that time. So it's kind of sweet to see, the baby, my sister, my mom, and my grandma all in under one roof interacting like that. So that's also a tribute to them, like the women of the family. The guys don't do shit. So so yeah, that's that's is at the right time for me to do that, to pay respects to that. And just seeing my grandma interacting with the baby, her great her grandchild, it's it feels warm, like you don't see my grandma smile that much anymore, except when she sees the baby, and she's
That's
so
nice.
happy to see. And she's normally in her room, but then she comes out to just this to play with the baby, and the baby is so cute. Like always like she's happy to see my grandma for some reason. Like she's always smiling. So at the base level, if she responds that way, I mean, she kind of recognize something in my grandma, like a kinship. So yeah, I try to put that on the book itself,
That's
if
amazing.
it's a book. Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, and it's amazing that you can witness that with your grandmother being alive still and everything. So it's a beautiful thing you can witness.
Yeah.
I mean, I see
Yeah.
that with my parents and their grandkids, like my brother's kids and whatnot. And again,
Mm.
it's like you said, it's such a beautiful feeling. Like when I was home in London just in December, just to see my little niece. Like she can only say two words right now. Baba and Dada. Dada means granddad. And she's just constantly going around. Every time she sees my dad, she's like Dada and she runs to him and just gets him.
Oh.
She doesn't let him she doesn't allow her to put him down, basically. My granddad always
Oh.
has to hold her, basically. And it's just so cute. It's just amazing to see and witness that. And I these are memories that you're gonna have, right, with your grandmother and the
Yeah.
baby and stuff like same with these memories that I'm gonna have with my father, just seeing him with his grandkids. But that's beautiful, man, and it's great again that it just those sort of things that inspire you to draw these images, because those images, even though it's not like a photograph of your grandmother and the baby, which I'm sure
Mm.
you have, but these are your own photographs. You know what I mean? You're gonna look through it one day and
Yeah.
be like, yeah, that reminded me of grandma. That was grandma. Do you know what I mean? Like your own sort of
Yeah.
perception of it,
So
which is beautiful.
yeah, it's in my memory, filtered through, whatever I'm feeling in my heart, and then go through my hands to the drawing. So it's what I think I achieve that flow to represent what I'm feeling right onto the paper or the image itself. So I think I've got it there, that level of skill that I can achieve to do that. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect or anything, but I think it represents what uh my memory, how I perceive the memory. So I think I would say I'm really proud of it. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. The other one I wanted
Mm.
to speak about, because you don't generally do this, like comic book characters and all that sort of stuff, but you drew an amazing picture of Spider-Man, of him
Yeah.
with the spider wings and whatnot, and then flying out
Yeah.
there with pigeons and whatnot. And I think you had a quote on it. Let me try and find it. There was
It's from the game itself. Have you played fully?
I haven't no, I haven't played the Spider-Man game. No.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so it's from
It,
the game.
yeah.
My birds, what do they say? My birds, they taught me how to fly. Is that from the game?
Yeah, it's from the game. There's this mission. Okay, the game is like kind of action packed. This also, comes with age also. Like as I'm older, I appreciate smaller little things like that from a game other than, just fighting and like destroying everything. So my favorite my favorite part of that game is a little side mission. Uh you find this guy. He's actually from the first game also. So he's like a not really homeless, just someone from the neighborhood. And it's not action packed at all. The mission is just he asks you to guide his pigeons home, find a new home. And that it's just a beautiful constructed mission. You're just flying, with the pigeons following you, and the song is playing, and that's the best part of the game. Fuck Venom or anything like that. I guess, I guess when it comes at this age, I appreciate this more than pure combat or like I crave kind of a game that makes you feel a certain way, not not just to have fun, but kind of relaxed also. You're not stressing out. it's positive, and I don't want to spoil the mission itself. If you come across to it, then you kind of understand that that's kind of a special, a unique mission in the game itself. So I hope you get to experience that.
That's
It's
I don't know if I'll play the game. Like I honestly, I like to play
it's
video
kind of
games.
long, yeah,
It's a long game, yeah. Like I just
yeah,
finished
and we
God of
don't really
War.
have time.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. I'm sure my little
God of
brother
War
would.
is
What I
long.
find is interesting or amazing is that that mission out of the whole game,
Yeah,
like someone put that mission in there, some designer,
yeah,
developer, storyteller, whatnot. Maybe they had
yeah,
the intentions of putting that mission in there based on the feelings that you're getting. Maybe they were trying to put that out there. And not
yeah,
many people would appreciate that except someone like yourself. And I think because of yourself, because of your artistic abilities, as you said, like your artistic abilities is from the heart channeled through to your hands into art, into the artwork. I feel like, you're seeing these video games and these little missions and these other things
yeah,
from that perspective as well.
yeah,
Whereas someone like me most probably would just brush past, let me just do the mission and get the points or whatever it is. You know what I mean? I'll just brush past
yeah.
and whatnot. But it's amazing that you see it from that lens because that piece was really amazing. Like, I mean,
Yeah, because it's you can also, appreciate the artistry that goes into that mission itself. You can feel it's crafted by someone who's, I don't know, it's very personal even to the developer who made it. So yeah, it's a combination of that with it's kind of a little break from all the fighting and swinging around, and it's at base level, it speaks to you, just someone who experienced, love and loss. So I really hope, maybe you don't even need to play it, you can like kind of YouTube it.
yeah,
But yeah, you gotta check it out at least. I don't know if you can play it, but at least try to, you'll understand if if you just look at it.
yeah,
And it's a kind of sad, happy, bittersweet moment in the game. And I tried, I drew it. I don't really draw fan art that much. So, but that I really need to do that. Like I need to at least give thanks to the developer who did it. I don't even know if they see it, but I hope they kind of know that, people like me appreciate this kind of little small little things. It takes hard work to do it. Like I know video game developers, they it's hard work. It's underappreciated, and I don't know, they get paid, maybe not that much, but as a artist, I just appreciate that kind of things that are put into the game. Yeah.
definitely. I mean, again, you see it from that lens, and you know, the developers and the storytellers, they go through so much, and we just enjoy it for the.
Yeah, and we bitch about like things like
Yeah,
that, and
exactly. So quick to be, oh, this is shit or that's bad. That's why if you notice,
yeah,
like, I don't know if you heard the podcast, like me and Kibbs, we try our best not to shit on things because we can appreciate what people
yeah,
went through. You know what I mean? Like, I
yeah,
might not enjoy something, but I'll never try to be like, it was the shittest thing in the world and I could do better. It's like, no, I
yeah,
can't. I know I can't. I can't do shit. But
yeah,
I'll say, like, I didn't really enjoy it. And I'll give my reasons,
yeah,
but I'm like, cool, some people did, you know what I mean? Like that mission, just say that mission, for example, just that one little
yeah,
mission. I reckon like a lot of people might not have enjoyed it and they just did it to collect the points or whatever you get from it. And they probably were like, what the hell is this mission? And probably tried to shit on it or whatnot. I'm sure there's people out there, but then there is individuals like yourself who appreciated that mission more than like big parts of the game. You know what I mean? And I think that's why people do it. I mean, I think that's why it's important, like, there is people like you out to acknowledge there is people like you out there that can acknowledge and appreciate these little things and whatnot from
Mm.
this game specifically, because it inspired this artwork. I mean, that part got you so much. It got you to invest your time and your emotions, and it was making you think about it after the game. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, that's
Yeah.
how you know you've created something, like, from the developer, that they've created something amazing where a little aspect of the game has got you to think about it more and then pull it down on paper, like you to express your artwork because of this thing. And I think that's just it's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
That was put out there. That's amazing. Moving on to some other ones, and might get a bit more like political, not even just political, but a bit more
Yeah.
real world issue stuff.
Yeah.
There was one, okay, there's two specifically. Obviously there's the heartbreaking situation that's happening in Gaza right now, and
Yeah.
you expressed those two, right? So first one was, it was a baby, and this baby had a tag, like a chain on it, from its toe
Yeah.
or from its foot, and it had like the Palestinian flag on it. Let me see if I can bring it up, man. You know what though, when I edit it, I'm gonna put the pictures up here. I hope you don't
All right.
mind. I'll pull it up here so people know
Yeah.
what we're talking about. But this was a black and white piece. You didn't have to put color on it, but it was just, it says it all in itself, like a little baby sleeping in like an incubator sort of thing. There's a chain attached to his foot. There's a little Palestinian flag on the chain. I
Mm.
mean, it speaks to what's happening there in real life, like for
Yeah.
75 years and the occupation and a baby. I mean, you expressed it through a baby, man. A baby is born
Yeah.
literally in chains, right?
Yeah. Right. Okay. I was doing the Inktober challenge, which is a month in October where on Instagram they give word prompts every day for you to draw whatever it is according to the word of the day. So we all know October 7th where all this happened, the horrible thing happened that led to even more horrible stuff that's happening even right now. So I was ready to do that challenge and get creative and all that. But after a while, it felt so joyless, like to even think about, you know, like something's bad going around and just it doesn't feel like I'm doing any justice just drawing other stuff. So I tried, and I mean, I like I say, I don't want to be political or anything, but just to convey what it feels like to, you know, to experience this through our eyes, like modern day, with all the news, the social media, and you get to see, the truth behind all this. When I was growing up, the conflict has already, we hear about it every time between these two nations. And uh my dad have already, like, educated us on what's the history, what happens, what's happening. So when the recent one happened, like, I already know the backstory and all that, and I can't believe it's still happening. And it's I know a lot of people aren't even aware of what precedes this conflict, or I don't know, extermination. I don't know what word you're gonna use, but I'm glad people starts to get educated about this now, and at least no matter what side you think is, you think what is wrong, what is right, but at least get the facts right first. So um, when drawing it, I don't know. Even now, I feel like maybe I went too dark. Maybe I went too direct on this. Like as the month goes on, like it's like even doing it in a process, like I kept thinking maybe I shouldn't post this. Maybe I don't feel like uh I don't think about the techniques or what. I just draw it, and it wasn't something I was having fun with. But I recognize like maybe I should just convey that, even if it's a negative feeling, that when I'm doing it, maybe it should reflect what I'm feeling, and I maybe post it. And I do get like a lot of thanks, a lot of likes. Doesn't really, it's okay, but I get personal messages from people who thank me for this. um but I do still get like negative messages, like I don't mind those, as long as it's not full of hatred or anything. If you disagree, then it's fine. If you have a reason to disagree, then we can talk about it. But the direct hate, I did get one, but that's fine. I'm even banned in Reddit for even suggesting, like, maybe don't kill innocent people, and then I get banned from two subreddits. It's fine. Uh, I think it's the propaganda machine that's get me reported for even, I don't know. But anyway, that I did, I think, a few of the art pieces. The baby was it's too direct. Even when I'm talking about it, I feel so uncomfortable, like even drawing that. That's how I feel. That's how I think is happening. And they grew up in that environment. How can you not think nothing is gonna, everyone is just gonna be okay with it? How can you not think, there's won't be any uh like it's not even revenge, it's just the byproduct of controlling humans who are meant to be free, who are meant to be, we are all just humans, and it's just neighbors, like I don't get why even killing is even tolerated. It's just weird to me that war is still going on. Like in general, people are still killing each other. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird. People are like justifying it, and then I try to just appeal to the base at a human level. Like you understand that babies are like the most purest form of humans, and you know you already label something or someone, already giving you this, oh, you're gonna grow up like this, you are part of this group. And without even having a chance for them to even uh, being aware of their own mortality. And I don't know, it's I hope people see it as something like a simple idea. It's not, you don't need to be to dive deep into it, but at a simple level, it's just humans being oppressed from birth. If that's what people take from it, then that's good for me. Like, I just leave it there. You don't need to, I don't even, even when I don't feel comfortable with it, at least that's just how I feel, and just put it out there.
Yeah, well, man, it was definitely a very powerful piece, and it definitely expresses a lot. And now, we're in February now, like over 13,000 children have been killed, slaughtered, children.
Yeah,
It's like there's grown ass men, women. I don't even know if they're humans, but they justifying it. They're cool with it. Like
yeah,
it's just heartbreaking situation. But I think your art piece was very powerful, and I think it expressed a lot in regards to the Palestinian struggle. But even as you were just explaining, just the struggle, just a baby, like what I mean, this is not even this is the purest form as a human being, and you're already as a baby already growing up in change. You're born in change, and you're growing up in change, and you know I think in Palestine, I can't remember the average age or whatnot, but it's the most dangerous place on earth for children. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It was an amazing, listen, it was a very powerful piece. I mean, moving on to a similar thing, but it was more in a positive light, which is another beautiful
yeah,
piece, was I think it was the last one you posted. And again, I'm gonna pull it here if you don't mind.
yeah,
It was again, it was beautiful. It was just young girl wearing a Palestinian scarf. She had big bright eyes. There was a smile on her face. There was clouds in the back, and it was just a picture of peace. And then a bird kind of flies through. And it's and I think what you're for me, it was
yeah,
just like God, like a Palestinian girl in peace. You know what I mean? And I don't know
yeah,
if those pictures have a relation, the baby one to that, maybe it doesn't, but it's
yeah,
something that you want to see in real life. I want to see this in real life. I want to see a Palestinian girl
yeah,
in the clouds, a blue sky, and just sitting in a meadow in peace.
yeah,
And that was another beautiful, powerful image, man.
yeah. Uh, there's an animated piece, so it took time to do it. It was, oh my God, this only about 15 seconds, but 15 times 12. That's how many frames there is to draw and animate. And but yeah, that's the technical part. But yeah, I think as I was bitter at first, like all the black and white ones, like I was almost angry, hopeless, and all that. But as time goes by, I was trying to, project hope uh, to what I think maybe one day we can see, or this is what it should be, and see the beauty in it rather than see all the destruction and deaths upon that group of people. And it was from pictures I see where those journalists on the ground, they post really beautiful landscapes. You see like a sunset at the beach, and you don't appreciate that. I don't understand why people can be like bringing destruction to just, I mean, you look at that sunset. Why, how do you uh, carry on killing and destroying when there's natural beauty like that? Like, I don't get it. So I'm just trying to pay homage to the landscape itself. And I was hoping, the kids will one day just appreciate it without worrying about um, their future, their survival, or just in general living day to day. So yeah, I wanted to just give, to show peace for once. And I didn't want even to put, that Palestinian pattern, because I wanted to appeal to everyone. If it, just kind of subtly just hint at it, but I was like, you should, I should represent them. If I could like be direct, then just be direct, and like I don't need to like hide it away from people who might not like it. So yeah, I kind of wish that's a reality to everyone in the world, because apart from there, there's still other parts of the world that's just kids, man, kids getting brutalized. And even now, even if they survive, how's their state of mind when they grow up? Just normal trauma like that will like, I don't know how they, honestly, I don't know how they're gonna move on from this. It seems like it's getting worse and worse, and hopefully it can stop and start healing again. But and that's what I try to draw, just pure hope. And I don't know if it's, even if it's not a reality, I guess if it can appeal to someone somewhere to even look at it and just feel something about it, then maybe it can help down the line. Just maybe you change one person's mind, maybe it can spread it. But uh, yeah, I just try to portray that. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think you've
mean,
done.
yeah.
Yeah, go on, carry on, bro.
No, it's just yeah. I know it's kind of serious, but just to at a base level, just want to have a beautiful picture for people to appreciate. Yeah,
Yeah, I think you've done an amazing job of portraying that sense of peace. I mean, I didn't even think about that, but from the black and white one, which is from like you said, a negative place, a bit more of a hard place, to a
yeah,
hope one where it was colorful and blue skies and her eyes were really big, like all of these, like which shows innocence and a beautiful little bird, and she's sitting on the thing, and yes, she's in a Palestinian scarf, but she's kind of like just kind of covering herself, like it feels like it was a
yeah,
bit of a bit windy up there, so she's just keeping herself warm, and then she sees a lovely bird. I mean, you could see it from the picture that, like I think you framed it well. I mean, hope, like you see hope in that picture, you see peace in that picture. It's actually absolutely another beautiful piece.
yeah.
And it's yeah. No, listen, man. I when I saw those pieces, and I'm sure other people did as well, it definitely, like, complimenting your work is one thing, but you're definitely telling a story. You're definitely trying to give a sense of peace and hope out there. Just telling people, like, ceasefire or whatever the message is. Like,
Yeah,
I want these children to. It should be like this for children. It shouldn't be what
yeah,
they're in. Like, there was a video I saw today on Al Jazeera. There's a bunch of kids in a refugee camp, children, bro, and they're like in school. And I think there was like a teacher, not a school, but like a big teacher was trying to whatever, right behind them a rocket. And I'm like, I can't believe children are living like this. And that
yeah,
picture portrays how children should be living, and or at least what should be going through their mind, that they shouldn't be thinking about rockets dropping on them.
yeah.
It was a very powerful and beautiful piece, Bob. And I think you've done an amazing thing, and I think you've done a great. You have this great
Thanks.
ability of portraying your emotions in pictures, but then also you also the ability to for an outsider to see your picture and I guess kind of understand your emotions, maybe not 100%, but take away emotions from it, and maybe some of them might be aligned to what you were trying to put in there, but maybe it gives someone else a different kind of emotion. But you know what I mean? But you're passing that on
Yeah,
for your imagery work. It's not just like, I look at this statue and like, man, it's a fucking beautiful art piece and it portrays a Punisher or
but
whatnot. It's
yeah,
I know the story of the Punisher, but any random person off the street, they're like, okay, cool, it's a guy with a gun. They don't know the backstory or whatnot. I obviously do, but your image, any random person could look at that and be like, oh, I see hope, I see peace, I see a girl, a young, and they might not even know that's a Palestinian thing, scarf
yeah,
or whatnot. They might just be, I just see a young innocent child, sitting in peace, and that's all
yeah.
that needs to be told. And then you able to say that in your artwork. You have an amazing gift, bro. Like,
Thank
regardless
you,
of
thank you.
how things go in life or whatnot, just make sure you keep portraying it, because you just like that guy from the Spider-Man thing done something and you appreciated it. Someone is appreciating your work. I'm one of them. I'm telling you right now, I'm one of them. But I'm sure there's many other people that are appreciating your work. You're doing that same thing. So, make sure you keep doing what you do best, bro. I think that's an
Yeah,
amazing thing. Cool,
thanks.
man. Well, look, let's finish off with one of my favorite segments that me and Kibbs have been doing on our podcast, and that's
Yeah,
a retro movie review. And you picked an interesting one that I haven't seen, and I'm always interested in seeing new content, especially something that was recommended by you. I was like, right, let me give it a shot. I'm sure it's great. And you said based on what's happening in the real world these days, it's kind of relatable or whatnot. It was
yeah.
a movie called Princess Mononoke. Did I say that right? Mononoke?
Mononoke.
Mononoke. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure, but why don't you introduce it? Studio, yeah, because I'm gonna butcher these names, but why don't you introduce it? 1997, that's when
Uh,
it came out though, right? 1997?
yeah. Is that retro enough? I think so.
I think anything
Right, to us?
90s, 1999
Yeah.
and older, I guess so. Anything after 2000, like we'll wait for another decade.
Yeah.
But why don't you introduce the names and the people and whatnot? So so I don't butcher
Uh,
it.
I wouldn't mention the character names because I will butcher that. But it's from the famous director Hayao Miyazaki. He did a lot of I mean he's co-founder of this animation studio called Studio Ghibli. I think it's Ghibli, not Ghibli, Ghibli. It's quite famous. If you don't know, they did like House, Moving Castle, Spirited Away, a lot of award-winning um movies. I wouldn't call them I mean it's anime, but it goes beyond what anime represents. So this movie that initially I was like thinking what 90s cool 90s action movie again. But I was listening to one of your podcasts with your brother Kip, uh, and it struck me like you were talking about the conflicts, and it kind of reminded me of that movie itself, which I've seen years ago, and it's one of my favorite movies from that director, and because a lot of his movies share the same theme of anti-war, anti-conflict, uh, the love for nature. And what's interesting in those movies is he doesn't portray one side as pure evil, one side as the best, the good guys, bad guys. There's always something like there's ambiguity in it, like who's right or wrong. It doesn't really matter. It's more like what is causing the conflict itself. So in this movie, the plot is a bit, there's like this guy trying to find a cure for some curse, and finding a princess uh in the middle of like a three-way war kind of conflict in feudal Japan, or like a fantastical retelling of it. And I think the most interesting thing is, they talk about why there's even a war going on. They talk about the rage and the anger that leads to one attacking each other, and they talk about the endless cycle of violence that goes on and on and on from all sides. Even if you think one is the better one, it doesn't necessarily end whatever violence and conflict it is if everyone doesn't just you know you have to break the cycle, or it's gonna like destroy or everyone from both sides. So I felt it's a classic movie for a reason, because the themes like this are like timeless. And it unfortunately how long humans have been in on this earth, this thing keeps going on and on. Even we learn history, but we just chuck it aside and just keep repeating the same thing over and over again. So this movie was like I appreciate how they portray both sides, not necessarily like justifying what the bad guys did, or giving excuse, but showing how things lead to events down the line, and how in retaliation things might be worse. And then also comes into play, he he kind of the director kind of detests like modern machinations of war, like guns and bullets and things that are made to destroy one another. And the ultimate force is nature itself. And he's I wouldn't it's like an appreciation of going back to nature, like planting trees and the uh, s- the spirit of the forest kind of character. It's all echoes through a lot of his movies like this, different retelling of it. I mean, it's all different movies, but you can see where the common thread is. So yeah, this is my favorite movie. What do you think about it? I know it's like a kind of left field for you, but I was just curious how someone who hasn't watched it and watch it now with fresh eyes at this decade. How do you think about it?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, first of all, thanks for recommending it for me. And it was good to watch something that I've never seen before. And I had to confirm with you. I'm like, bro, I just want to confirm it's an anime, right? It's
Yeah,
not
it's
a real. And
yeah.
so,
I didn't want to. I don't know how to answer. Is this an anime? Yeah, yeah, it's an anime.
yeah, okay. But I no, but I guess in my head I was thinking it was like a live action movie and whatnot. But I listen, I appreciate it for like everything that you said, and also what you said kind of opened my eyes to the movie more and what it was trying to tell. But I straight away saw like elements of what you mentioned, like based on conflicts and both sides thinking they're right. That dude, I can't remember his name, the main guy, he did seem almost like the peacemaker, the one that saw both
Yeah,
sides, because each side doesn't see the other person's side, but he was the one that
yeah,
saw both sides and was able to try and make some peace or trying to get peace between them or whatnot. Um, and I thought that was really interesting as well. I did like the animation, and obviously all of that stuff was amazing. I did see elements of like Last Samurai, that movie, like you mentioned
yeah,
the women. I can't remember her name, but the main general woman.
yeah,
They were even evolving with the rifles and whatnot to fight some of the other armies, which kind of reminded me of the Last Samurai and evolving in weaponry, and those
yeah,
weaponaries when you're evolving with weaponry, it's always it's not a positive thing, right? Like
yeah,
evolving in I don't know, say technology, okay, there could be positive things about that. But when you're evolving and trying to say we're evolving as a civilization because we have higher tech weaponry, that's not really that's evolving for war. That's evolving for occupation. That's evolving for killing. That's evolving. It's not, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You don't make a gun to, oh, we've evolved in the world. Like it shows evolution in technology, but that is evil. It's evil evolution. Nobody builds a gun for peace. It's always
yeah.
for war and whatnot. So I definitely saw that element of it as well. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I wanted to make an effort to watch it. I wanted to make an effort to, because I know we're going to discuss it. And I really wanted to take an effort to like really concentrate on it rather than sometimes what happens, I leave movies on in the background and get on my phone and
Yeah.
shit. So I made sure
It's kind
I
of a long kind of movie
yeah,
that
I made
sometimes
sure
you
I
kind of
made
watch it in one go. Yeah, but
exactly. I made time for this is what I'm
yeah,
saying. Like I made time every day to watch 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 15 minutes, but to be like put the phone away and just sit there and watch it and whatnot. And I definitely
mm,
appreciate it. And even a part with the nature. I mean, that girl who the princess Mononoke, if I'm saying it
yeah,
right, she was human, but she was brought up by nature. But even being a human, she detested human because of the way the humans were treating the forest animals and whatnot, and
yeah,
the nature and everything. Considering being a human, that she couldn't see their side of the story, and then same with the other side, they saw her as a threat, and she's a human as well. So it just goes to show, like whether you're fighting nature or whatnot, you're always your enemy, like it's always like you never see their perspective. You're just gonna see them as the bad guy.
the
You're gonna
enemy.
see them the
Yeah,
enemy, and you just don't put anything, and you don't put anything relatable to them. Or there might be a mother, there might be a daughter, there might be a son, or whatever it is. They're just enemies. So you dehumanize them immediately. And I feel like she was dehumanized. And you see it in the conflict now, like they're calling them human animals and all that sort of stuff. And I think this was a great, not great, but this was a portrayal of that. They saw her as one of the animals, like not as a
Yeah.
human. And that's why they were just trying to take her out and whatnot. I thought it was really good. I don't know if I've seen any of these movies before. And I'll be honest with you, with anime, I was the 80s, so I watched Fist of the North Star, which is my favorite anime of
Yeah.
all times. The movie, the show was great, but the movie itself. And then I saw like, Gaiva and Dragon Ball. Now I'm watching Naruto and everything, but I didn't watch, there's a lot of tons of anime that I didn't get
Yeah.
into and whatnot. But I appreciated this one. I really liked it. And the animation was good, very violent, man. Man's using his bow
Yeah.
to
It's a
knock off.
decapitation.
Yeah, instead of the bow arrow going to the head, it just knocks the head off. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this is really
It's kind
violent
of
as
funny
well.
though.
Yeah, but it
Uh,
was the imagery, like the drawing, especially in the 90s. There's something different about it. Like me and
yeah.
Kips were talking about it with old school movies in general, right? There's something different about the grittiness of it. Like it's not clean. It's not 4
Yeah.
HK, 4K or 8K or whatever. Like that's amazing. Don't get me wrong. But there's something
Yeah.
about the old style of anime, even Fist of the North Star in the
Yeah.
80s, you see that how that anime is just different. But with movies as well, this the grittiness of the
Yeah.
picture tells a story as well, gives you an environment of the story as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when it's too clean and you're trying to tell a heartfelt story, it's kind of like
Yeah.
this picture's too clean for me to relate to the story. Do you know what I mean? Like I think the
Yeah.
environment of a movie or an anime or whatever it is also sets the tone for the story and whatnot, the movie. And I think
Yeah.
this one had a great tone for it as well, in regards to the artwork.
Yeah, you can almost see the brush strokes of the artist doing it. I know his studio is notorious for like kind of working hard and pushing their workers. I think there's a documentary about him and the studio itself, and he's really like a perfectionist when it comes to it. So he's also famous for like I don't know, somebody brought up something about 3D or they say it's about AI, but I don't think at that time AI was there. But he was kind of like asking then where's the humanity in it, like in AI or 3D, like where's the human brushstroke, where's the artistic expression in it. So he kind of hits on it. He's like a tough boss. It's kind of interesting documentary if you look at it. So, but it translates well into his movies. You can see like uh I like to observe background characters. They are not even the center of the picture. You can see even like a small little, just movements where it's animated. I really tried animating like a 15-second clip, and it took me about more than a month to do that. And it's crazy. I don't know how they do it like over there, but yeah, I appreciate the technical part of all the anime movies, especially his movies. And even the background, painted background, static ones are like really beautiful. The choice of colors, the choice of brush strokes. There's a unique look to all his movies. I think people try to replicate it, like the color of the sky, the color of the green. There's some blue tinge to it. It's very it's there's a choice made in every brushstroke, I would say. So it's not generic at all. So yeah, I'm glad that you see what you kind of get from what he's trying to say, which what I'm trying to like convey also, like through my storytelling, because like I said, he's part of my inspiration. So whatever I draw, it tends to be looked at like something flowing like his movies, like in animated form. So I mean, not literally animated, but that's what I try to draw. So yeah, I like this movie the best, but I hope you check out his other movies too. There's really good stuff there, like Howl's Moving Castle. It also deals with war, and that's much more kind of direct when it comes to, you know, uh, he's he really hates modern machine that like like you said, it's not evolution in humans. Like it's meant to kill other humans faster or more efficient. Then that's a bit messed up. So yeah, his other movies also deals with it. I know there's a lot of in his catalog, but you pick like some of the best ones. Yeah, maybe I can send you, or I
I was
forgot
gonna
which one.
I was gonna say that if
Yeah,
you could recommend it, I'll definitely try and take some time to check them
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Some are fun. Some are really fun ones. Like Spirited Away it deals with this girl in a village full of spirits. That's kind of fun. And House Moving Castle is a bit I no, there's a Castle in the Sky. That's one. It deals with machines of war. That's a bit sad. A bit violent. The Princess Mononoke one is I think it's a good mix. That's why I chose that one.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you did, man. And again, I really enjoyed it. And for anyone who hasn't seen it, check it out. It's just a great story, great animation, and there's a lot of deep thoughts behind it. Bo, it is coming up to my Glee player, so I gotta shoot and do
Oh,
prayer. But
oh yeah,
I was gonna say, if you ever I hope you're not, but if you're ever in like a dark moment or whatnot, if you ever feel like drawing a
yeah.
Punisher story, I would love to see your portrayal of Punisher. Just
I
putting it
should.
out, I'm putting it out there. Like
Yeah,
you don't do it for me, just let it be natural. But I know you don't do that kind of work or whatnot, but I'm just putting it out there. I would love to see
yeah.
I would love to see what you do with him
I
and
I have a few sketches of it.
okay,
Maybe I'll
okay.
finish it up. Yeah,
Don't for take your time. No, no, I'm making a selfish request, but when I see, like I say, when I see your images and I see a story, I'm like, man, I would love to see how he would portray the Punisher. So if you have time, do that one.
yeah.
Was
I'll make
there
time. I'll make time.
all right, but was there anything else before you go? Anything else you wanted to say or had on your mind?
I think yeah. I mean, we discussed a lot. Um, I appreciate you inviting me, and like I know that there's sometimes through this art and all that there's so much I can say, and it's nice for you to like give me a chance to even explain some of it in words. And I know might not be the best speaker or writer, but at least I can explain what's going on when I draw it. Uh, and I hope your health you get better. I mean we're kind of old and a bit creaky in like in the joints, but uh I hope you take care of yourself.
Thank you, bro. You too. You too. I hope you take care of yourself too. And no, listen,
Yeah.
man. I think I appreciate you coming on, making the time, talking through your artwork. And I think as a fan of your artwork, I feel like it's great that you are able to express a bit more behind it because it puts lot more
Yeah.
behind your artwork. So I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna make like little clips of these and we'll put your artwork there so people can
Yeah, yeah,
see.
yeah.
They can
Go
see the
ahead.
stories of it and whatnot, and your portrayal of these artworks as well. But no, bro.
Yeah.
Let's have these conversation. I appreciate meeting you through jujitsu and you breaking me and smashing me or whatnot, and whatnot. But I appreciate you through that, and then you got this amazing artwork skills as well. So let's do this often, man. Like I know it's been a year since we last spoke. We'll catch up
Yeah.
again, like maybe at the end of this year or whatnot. But you're a part of the channel, man. You're part of the Brothers Geek Out. So
Thanks.
I
Thanks.
I
I'm really, I really appreciate coming here. It's like I feel uh I was really excited, I get to be part of this. you guys have been growing. I really love all the contents you made, and I see you have a new staff, and all the better opportunities, all the screenings, and I just love just hearing you guys just talk shit and like it just at work I just listen to you guys, and it's like so I'm really thankful to be here.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And people are going
Yeah,
to be listening to you. Like, you know what I mean? There's going to be certain people. And me and Kips talk about all the time. Like, mate, there's not millions of views like other podcasts. There's not even hundreds. Some of them are just a couple of views, but it's someone. You know what I mean? It's someone
yeah,
that's going to be listening to you, telling your story and talking about your artwork, and you inspiring someone else, or just, just giving someone an ounce of confidence of like, as you said it yourself, like, listen, I'm not a great talker, but we've been talking here for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh,
you,
it's
you
been that long.
are, yeah, it's about 2 hours. So you are a
Yeah,
great talker I guess, when it's something you want to talk about. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you have that ability, and I think a lot of people do. They just don't know, and people will see this, and they'll be related. It's relatable and whatnot. And like I said, man,
yeah,
we go back from jujitsu, and we've tried to kill each other, man. So there's a connection there, bro. Tried to choke each other out or whatnot through
yeah.
jujitsu. So there's a connection there as well. And I appreciate you we keeping in touch, and you being coming on the channel and stuff. But we're gonna do this often,
Yeah,
man. Like, every time, like, yeah, when you're inspired, you do some work, we'll come back,
yeah,
we'll talk about it, because I really like, I really want to get background of your artwork. I really want to, like, what we talked about today is that when I see some of your work, I'm like, man, I really want to talk to him about it. So I appreciate you coming on,
yeah.
and I appreciate you expressing your vulnerabilities as well. Like, this is personal stuff, and I appreciate you sharing that with people and whatnot. So thank you, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of this, bro.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks to you too. Like, you know, I, I will really say it, but really appreciate me being here. So
Awesome.
thanks.
Awesome, brother. We'll
Yeah,
make it happen again, man. All right. For
yeah.
everyone listening, thank you so much for listening. Please hit that the like button, subscribe if you're not. Check Aidil's Instagram channel. But what is it again? Adilee. God, am I butchered it?
A, I don't know. It's a complete AIDEEL 42
All right.
42.
I'll
Yeah.
put it in the description. I'll put it in the description. Check it out. And yeah, man, guys, thank you so much. We out. Peace.